Good evening and welcome to Sports Night in Auburn. I'm Mackenzie Collins.
And I'm Kayla Evans. Tonight we have details on Auburn Baseball's last few games, a recap of softball's weekend, details on Auburn football's start to spring practice, and more. Auburn Baseball was supposed to travel to Montgomery to take on South Alabama in the Max Clash at Riverwalk Stadium, but it was postponed. Auburn and South Alabama, as well as the Montgomery Biscuits, will work on finding a potential rescheduled date. Information on the potential rescheduled date and ticket information will be available at biscuitsbaseball.com at a later date. Auburn returns to action this weekend where they will host Kentucky for a 3-game series at Plainsman Park Friday through Sunday.
Over the weekend, Auburn traveled to Ole Miss to kick off SEC play, but after 3 tough games, the Tigers fell to the Rebels in all 3 games. On Friday in Game 1, Auburn battled the number 4 ranked Ole Miss Rebels to the end, but ultimately dropped the series opener at Swayze Field 1-0. After starting pitchers Cody Greenhill and Gunnar Hoagland dueled for the first 7 innings, a pinch hit home run in the bottom of the 8th was the difference maker for the Rebels. Greenhill pitched a career best 7 scoreless innings, allowing just 4 hits with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Freshman Joseph Gonzalez came on in relief and retired the first batter, but pinch hitter Calvin Harris hit a solo homer that gave Ole Miss the 1-0 win. In Game 2 on Saturday, Auburn's comeback effort fell a run short, losing 6-5. Ole Miss scored 6 runs on 5 hits in the first 3 innings, but Auburn relievers Brooks Fuller, Carson Swilling, and Blake Burkhalter combined to hold the Rebels scoreless for the remainder of the game. Ole Miss stranded 13 runners in the contest. After 3 innings, Auburn trailed Ole Miss 6-2, but Auburn's bats woke up again in the 6th when John Samuel Shanker came through with a pinch hit RBI double down the right field line to cut the Ole Miss lead to 6-3 in the 6th. Ryan Bliss and Taylor Miller then hit solo home runs in the 7th to make it a one-run game. The homer was Bliss's second of the game, marking his 5th straight multi-hit contest and 2nd career game with 2 home runs. The Tigers were down just 1 run with the bases loaded in the 8th, but a fly ball ended the inning and the Tigers were unable to tie the game.
Auburn looked to avoid a sweep on Sunday, but again ultimately fell short, losing 19-11. Auburn scored 11 runs on 11 hits in the last 2 innings, but it was not enough to overcome the 14-0 lead Ole Miss had set up for themselves. After losing the series, head coach Butch Thompson said, "I kind of told the team it's probably time to adjust some things and to look at some things we're doing. I'm in for whatever type of changes we need to make. I'm going to hang in there with them." 5 Tigers recorded multiple hits in the game, led by 3 hits from Rankin Woolley, who wasted no time in extending his hit streak to 12 with a single in the first. Ryan Bliss turned in 2 hits for the 37th time in the last 73 games dating back to 2019. Trace Bright got the start for the Tigers and retired the Rebels in order in the first. However, he allowed the first 5 Ole Miss batters of the 2nd inning to reach base, and Ole Miss ultimately took a 7-0 lead on 5 hits and 3 walks in the frame.
Softball had a busy weekend hosting the War Eagle Battle and came off the weekend winning 2 of 4 games. Auburn struggled at the plate on both games Saturday, falling to Kennesaw State 2-0 and Florida State 10-1. In Game 1 against the Owls, Kennesaw State's Taylor Cates knocked 2 solo home runs to carry Kennesaw State to the 2-0 victory. Auburn knocked 6 base hits in the contest but could not get a run across the plate. Tyler King and Alyssa Rivera led the Tigers at the plate, combining for 4 of Auburn's 6 hits with their multi-hit performances. Shelby Lowe earned the start and pitched 5.2 innings for the Tigers. The freshman allowed 5 hits and a walk and struck out 4. She was tagged with the 2 earned runs off Cates' home runs. Lowe is now 6-2 on the season. KK Dismukes pitched the remainder of the game, allowing 1 hit, a walk, and striking out 2. In Game 2, Florida State came out strong, racking up a 10-1 win through 5 innings. The Seminoles used 3 Auburn errors to score 3 unearned runs in the victory. Kelsey Schmidt fought off the shutout with a solo home run in the bottom of the 5th. Freshman pitcher Maddie Pinta fell to 6-3 on the season in the loss. She gave up 5 runs off 4 hits and a pair of walks and 2 hit-by pitches. Pinta struck out 5 in the appearance. Lexi Hanley and KK Dismukes both came in and pitched relief innings. Hanley gave up 2 runs off a pair of hits and walk. Dismukes pitched 1.2 innings for the Tigers and gave up 3 runs. Elizabeth Mason led Florida State at the plate with a 3-for-3 outing. Mason scored twice and drove in 3 runs.
Sunday was much better for the Tigers at Jane B. Moore Field as Auburn softball came from behind for 2 one-run victories over Florida and Kennesaw State. In Game 1, Florida State got an early 1-0 lead in the top of the second after Shelby Lowe issued a leadoff walk. An Auburn error on a throw to first allowed two Seminoles to advance. A ground ball to first base drove in the unearned run. The Seminoles held on to their lead until the third. McKenna Dowell and Tyler King led off the bottom of the inning with back-to-back singles. Cindy Cox doubled to right field to clear the bases and put the Tigers in front. Florida State's Sydney Sherrill attempted a comeback in the top of the seventh, leading off with a triple down the line in right, but Lowe fired back with two infield pop-ups and a strikeout to knock off the Seminoles. Lowe pitched the whole game to improve to 7-2 on the season. She allowed just 3 hits and a walk while striking out 6. After Kennesaw scored early, Auburn responded in the bottom of the third with back-to-back singles from Kelsey Schmidt and Justice Perry. McKenna Dowell bunted for a single, and a wild Kennesaw throw on the plate allowed Schmidt to score. Tyler King cut the lead to 1 with a double to shallow center field and a walk to load the bases. Aspen Godwin tied the game with a sacrifice fly to center. The 3-3 tie would hold until the bottom of the fifth until Aspen Godwin slugged a double to the right center to score the go-ahead run. Tyler King spoke after the game saying, "Today was very important. We knew we needed a bounce back. We had a few things in mind that we needed to work on, and I think we successfully achieved that today." Auburn returns to conference play with its first road series of the season, where they will travel to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Mizzou Tigers for a 3-game series. When we come back, we will take a look at how spring practice has been and a recap of Auburn soccer's double overtime win. Keep it right here. You're watching Sports Night in Auburn.
Auburn football started spring practice last week and then hosted an open spring practice on Saturday, where approximately 3,500 fans were allowed to watch the Tigers practice from the stands of Jordan-Hare Stadium for the first time in over 10 years. Head coach Brian Harsin spoke after open practice and said it was very exciting to finally play in front of some fans. He thanks Auburn fans for showing up and supporting.
Yeah, you bet. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out, and it was good to see faces in the stands. Our guys were excited. I think they felt that today, probably a little nerves, a little energy, which was what we need for our practices right now anyhow. But it was good, and all the fans that came out here appreciated spending their Saturday with us, and I think we did a good job of kind of making sure they knew what we were doing in practice. Brad Larondo was running the mic there, did a wonderful job from what I heard, kind of telling everybody what we're doing. But good day today. Our guys, they enjoyed it. This is good for us, and not just because we have fans out here and kind of just playing in front of them and providing that environment, but just go back to last spring. There was no spring practice. All right, this is our third practice that we've had. We missed one with the tornado watch just the other day, so it should have been our fourth. But these guys did a really good job of preparing themselves to come out here and get after it. Some things were good, some things were bad. We'll go back and correct it. We're going to watch meetings here in a couple hours, and then we'll get these guys out of here and go have a little bit of fun tonight with them. So with that, open up for questions. We do. Yeah, I mean, right now it's everybody's getting reps. Everybody's getting an opportunity, and at some point we'll start to back off and give other guys more reps. You see it, but early on, yeah, everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets an opportunity to get 4 reps. The way our reps are broken up right now, you're going to get 4, 4, and 4, right? So you've got your first group getting their 4, your second group getting their 4, your third group getting their 4. Make your reps count. If you want more reps, make your reps count. You might move up a group. You might move up into the starting group, and then eventually the starting group gets more reps than the backup group does and then the third group does. That will change.
The Tigers continue to practice this week as they continue preparation for this year's spring game, which will be on April 17th. Offensive coordinator Mike Bobo said he's excited for spring practice and the idea of being able to build something new. While they're excited to create a new culture, Bobo said it's important the offense is on the same page so things can flow better.
Well, I think anytime you come together and you're trying to build something new, that's the fun part. The big thing is we want to be on the same page with everything. We don't need 2 different two different things told to the quarterback or the offense. We might be saying the same thing, but saying it two different ways. That's the thing we're working on right now, that we're speaking the same language. We want to be able to do everything. We don't want to be just under center. We don't want to be just spread. We want to be a wide open pro-style offense. I've been very impressed with Bo Nix since I've been here. He's a guy that is going to make plays naturally because of his skill set when things break down. Then have an element where you design stuff for him too in your offense, where he might be able to threaten the defense with some quarterback run game. And Bo's been focused on him, controlling what he can control, and that's cleaning up his footwork, is trying to make the right progressions and throwing the ball on time, and letting his athletic ability take over just off of instinct, not necessarily looking to run. And the thing I'll say about Tank, he's a guy that similar to Bo Nix, is he's constantly calling every day. He's FaceTiming. He's wanting to know about certain run schemes, about protection. He's wanting to know about plays that we have in, how he can get better. He is not, I would not say he's complacent at all. He doesn't think he's arrived. I've been pleased with JJ and his, how he's worked. And you're right, he's the true definition of an athletic big man. He's been very, very diligent in how he's approached learning what to do. It's a lot different. He was just the off-the-ball guy last year. He's being off the ball and on the ball for us. So this is some new stuff for him. He's going to be able to move some people at the point of attack, and he's going to be able to get out and run routes and stretch the field vertically too. He can do that. The thing for him is just getting in shape where he can do it for a whole game. We're still trying to figure out the players that we have here, the talent that we have offensively at Auburn, and the things that we're going to be able to do. So I think it's not something that, we definitely haven't been able to nail down in 3 days. It's going to be ongoing, through spring ball.
Defensive coordinator Derek Mason also spoke on Monday, saying he's excited for the group of guys he has to work with and knows they can succeed. Mason credits Smoke Monday with being the leader on the defense and is looking forward to seeing how the defense grows.
It's good to see everybody. Again, man, it's been a fast and furious last couple of months, and we've been at it. Whether you talk about recruiting, whether you talk about football, whether you talk about spending time with our guys. That's a greater part of what we do here is make sure we can help our guys get from where they are to where they want to be. Coming in, we've got all different types. We've got big guys, man. We've got long guys. So like for me, it's a nice smorgasbord of players, man, who have different skill sets. Smoke Monday is going to lead this group. There's no doubt about that. I've seen LT, we call him Tennyson, show up, and he's been phenomenal back there, in the first three practices in terms of how him and Smoke have worked together, in terms of their ability to communicate. On the corners, I think we've got, really good players. Like Roger, I think is a tremendous talent. I think, he has the ability to play on Sunday. But, what I want right now is for this young man to show up big, on Saturdays. And so that's what we're working on. We're working on, his ability to play, from different platforms. At the corner position, we have depth. And I think at the safety position, we need more experience. And so, these guys are getting valuable experience in spring ball. Once you understand the why and you can establish trust, the opportunity, to grow fast, and grow quickly is what's needed for us right now. I think it starts with the language barrier, a little bit, what they call things, what we're calling things now. And then once you get past the language barrier, I think football, is really a universal language. I think for our guys have been receptive to some of the new terminology, just trying to simplify, in things where we can, but really trying to take some of what they've done and add it to what we do. There's no use in reinventing the wheel as a coach. From the city to the, university experience to what Coach Harsh is bringing, all that seemed to fit for me. So it was an easy decision. I feel good about, where we are right now. And, believe me, I would have made this decision 10 out of 10 times. Auburn's the place for me. War Eagle.
Auburn's annual spring game will be Saturday, April 17th, inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. A-Day will begin at 1 p.m., and information regarding attendance will be announced at a later date.
The Auburn soccer team had a dramatic night Saturday as they went over 2 overtimes and won 1-0 by a PK by senior defender Sarah Hawken. The goal was Hawken's second of the season and fifth of her career. It marked her first game winner in an Auburn uniform. Auburn's win was its second straight this spring, and the Tigers have now won 3 of 5 matches since resuming play in February, including one tied to LSU. Auburn and freshman goalkeeper Maddie Prohaska turned in the team's 4th shutout in 5 matches this spring. It marks Auburn's 7th shutout of the 2020-2021 season. The Tigers took 16 shots on goal compared to Louisville's 6, hitting 7 of them on frame. Auburn had 6 players who play 100 or more minutes and had 9 different players record shots in the game, including 2 apiece from Haley Whittaker and Alyssa Molanson, Sarah Hawken, and M.E. Craven. The Tigers remain on the road this weekend as they travel to Tuscaloosa to take on in-state rival Alabama at 2 p.m. Saturday.
Auburn's strong performance in their double overtime win earned 2 Tigers honors this week. Freshman goalkeeper Maddie Prohaska has been named the Southeastern Conference Defensive Player of the Week for the 2nd straight week, making her the first SEC player to earn back-to-back Defensive Player of the Week honors since former South Carolina goalkeeper Michaela Krasowski did in 2017. The SEC honors is the 3rd of the season for Prohaska. She was also named the SEC Freshman of the Week on September 21st, following her performance in her collegiate debut against Mississippi State. Prohaska held down the goal for the Tigers, leading Auburn to the team's 4th shutout in 5 contests this spring. She leads the league in save percentage with 84%. Senior defender Sarah Hawken was named Top Jar Soccer Team of the Week honorable mention, which was announced Tuesday. The recognition is the 2nd time the senior captain has been honored by Top Jar this season. Hawken has also been named the SEC Defensive Player of the Week and 2nd team All-SEC in the fall. Hawken is a leader for the Tiger defense and has led the defensive unit to only surrendering 1 goal in 487 minutes of action since play resumed in February. Hawken continues to play and start in every contest since stepping foot on campus in 2017 and leads the Tigers with 1,459 minutes played this season.
The Auburn gymnastics team traveled to Huntsville, Alabama last weekend to compete in the SEC Championship, and they came home with a 5th place finish. The Tigers posted a final score of 196.275. A trio of Tigers earned all SEC honors for their performances throughout the day. Senior Drew Watson picked up conference honors for her finish on the floor, while junior Darian Goborn's performances on the vault and floor also gave her conference recognition. Sophomore Cassie Stevens picked up all SEC accolades for her finish on beam. Goborn was also named the SEC Co-Specialist of the Year. She won 9 event titles during the regular season, including 4 on the floor. She finished with a national qualifying score of 9.956 on the floor to tie for 4th nationally. She reached a career-high 9.975 on 2 occasions and scored a 9.9 or better 7 times this year on floor as the anchor for the Tigers. Head coach Jeff Graba commented on the honors, saying, "For us to go out and get 3 All-SEC awards in a year like this, and with all the obstacles and adversity, is tremendous feat. I'm so proud of these 3 for this accomplishment." The Tigers return to action next weekend, traveling to Tuscaloosa for the 2021 NCAA Regional Championships. Auburn will compete in the night session on April 2nd as the 4th seed and look to advance to the Sweet 16 on April 3rd.
Auburn senior Unique Thompson has been named a regional finalist for the Women's Basketball Coaches Association All-America team. Thompson adds another honor to her list as she finished her 4th season on the Plains with numerous accolades. Thompson is Auburn's all-time leading rebounder with 1,156, and she is Auburn's 12th leading scorer with 1,540 points. She is also Auburn's all-time leader in double-doubles with 58, including 16 during the 2021 season. She averaged 14.1 points and 10.6 rebounds per game over her 4-year career. A total of 52 players nationwide were named regional finalists, and the WBCA selection committee will choose the 10-member coaches All-American team from these finalists. The 2021 WBCA NCAA Division I coaches All-American team will be announced Saturday, April 3rd.
Junior shortstop Ryan Bliss has been named the Brooks Wallace Award Shortstop of the Week, announced by the College Baseball Foundation earlier this week. Bliss started at shortstop in all games at Lipscomb and Ole Miss and went 8 for 20 with 5 runs, 3 home runs, and 4 RBIs. Bliss hit his 4th home run of the season in a 9-7 win at Lipscomb last Tuesday and set a new career best in the category, needing just 14 games to eclipse his 3 home runs hit as a freshman in 2019. In his 100th career game at Ole Miss Saturday, he matched a career best with a pair of home runs against the Rebels. The 2 home runs marked the 122nd and 123rd hits of his career.
The number 1 ranked Auburn equestrian team has been racking up the accolades lately, as sophomore Ava Stearns and freshman Madison Pardun were named the NCEA Fences Rider of the Month for March and NCEA Horsemanship Rider of the Month. Stearns earned the first monthly honor of her career following a 3-0 record to close out the regular season. With the 3 wins, she improved to 6-1 overall in fences. During the season, Stearns reached a season-best 89 on 2 occasions, winning 1 MOP on the month. At the beginning of March, she helped Auburn sweep Sweet Briar in fences, besting her opponent with an 89-win MOP. She followed with a 13-point win over a Lynchburg opponent later that day. Stearns capped the regular season with another win, helping the Tigers go 4-1 over SEC opponent South Carolina. Overall, Stearns averaged an 87.7 and had a winning margin of 8.3 points over the 3 meets. Pardun picked up the first monthly honor of her career and was recognized for her performance in horsemanship this month. She went 1-0 in March to improve 2-1 overall in the event. Pardun helped the Tigers sweep number 8 South Carolina team earlier this month in horsemanship. She bested her opponent 76-74.5 and won MOP honors at the conclusion of the meet. The MOP award was the first of her career. When we come back, we'll take a look at what is on the schedule this week for Auburn athletics. Keep it right here. You're watching Sports Night in Auburn.
Auburn sports kick off this weekend with softball at 2 p.m. Friday afternoon. The Tigers will travel to Mizzou for a Tiger versus Tiger matchup. Later Friday night, baseball returns to action with their SEC home opener. Auburn will take on Kentucky in Plainsman Park at 6 p.m. On Saturday, softball starts the action off early with Game 2 against Mizzou at 11 a.m. Soccer then travels to Tuscaloosa at 2 p.m. for the Iron Bowl of soccer. Baseball ends the night with Game 2 against the Wildcats.
Softball ends their series against Missouri at noon, and then baseball wraps up the weekend right after at 1 p.m. with their final against Kentucky. The baseball and softball series can be found on SEC Network. That is all we have for you tonight, but for more Auburn sports, check out our website, eagleauburn.com, and follow our Twitter at EETV_sports. I'm Mackenzie Collins.
And I'm Kayla Evans. Good night and War Eagle.